So I was born in Brooklyn, New York. I was born in Bay Ridge. So I could never be called a native Staten Islander, but I grew up out here as a young boy and always had a certain fondness for Staten Island. My great-grandparents owned a home here in Princess Bay many years ago, which my grandfather and his brothers lived in throughout the Depression, which got them through the Depression. So I think I've always had a fondness of Staten Island. I've been raised here. I've lived here my whole life, and I've raised my children here in Staten Island. So I do love Staten Island, and I want to be able to serve my community because I do care for this place. I grew up with my mom and my sister and my grandmother, really. My father left home when I was a young boy, and we had some very, very tough times, I can tell you. Growing up wasn't easy. I had to learn how to be resilient and self-reliant. I had to work hard, and as a little kid I had a newspaper route here in Staten Island and wash dishes on the weekend at the Inn by the Wayside. My family really could not afford much as the others here. You know, they had both parents and two incomes, and we just didn't have that ability. In fact, there was a period of time where my mother required public assistance. And so, you know, that wasn't a very pleasant or simple time. I can remember, you know, as a young kid, really despising Father's Day. And I guess, you know, ironically, coming full circle now, being a husband and a father, that it has made me want to become a more devoted husband and a good father. And I hope to continue to do that, even though my children are all grown at this point. But it ironically worked out that way, that's what made me really want to become a good dad. So it wasn't easy. I grew up without anybody handing me anything. I had to work hard for everything. I had to go to law school at night. I went to St. John's University at night. But one thing I learned, and especially from my grandmother, who said that, you know, would always tell us that, you know, you can be anything you want to be in this country as long as you're willing to work hard and get an education.